Matty Huss at ringside. Zali Gold on the mic as well. Zali, we have a massive main event tonight. Edward Dusk taking on Isaiah.
And right now, it's time for mayhem! It's time for our opening contest!
As the ominous intro to the Alan Parsons Project Cirrus enters the Mayhem Pro arena. It's not Michael Jordan, unfortunately. It's not a Big Bash Cricket League player. Unfortunately, it is this man, Zali Gold. It's the golden child, Nate Hunter. And what a year he has had, to be fair.
I run this place. You all
The man who lasted 15 minutes in the Relentless Rumble, the Iron Man of Mayhem, Nate Hunter!
He's certainly not lacking modesty, Zali Gold, after what was, to be fair, an impressive showing in the Relentless Rumble.
Well, yeah, look, grits teeth, takes deep breath. Very impressive showing. But, you know, I was going to say it's not Ricky Steamboat either because hashtag old school. But, yeah, look, you cannot deny the man's ability.
Here we go, Zali Gold. You want to talk about big years? What a big year 2025 has been for this big man, one of the fastest rising stars in all of Mayhem Pro.
He's inflating, he's rising, he's pumping.
You're pumping too, Zali Gold.
Absolutely.
I struggle to think of a professional wrestler in the Victorian scene who has had such a meteoric rise as a fan favourite than this man, Pumpin' Paul Fury. So much potential, a massive future ahead of him, but he has a massive challenge to cap off 2025 against the Golden Child, Nate Hunter.
Absolutely so, Matty. He has just risen through the ranks. I remember how quickly he got through his training. Absolute natural. He's got the body, he's got the agility, he's got the skill. Well, let's see if he can match it against someone who, well, has also risen quickly in his way over time. The Golden Child, Nate Hunter.
Pumping Paul Fury, for someone who is such a big unit, 125 kegs, tipping out over 6 foot. He is, as you say, Zali Gold, incredibly agile. He's incredibly strong, it goes without saying. He presents a formidable challenge to the Golden Child, Nate Hunter, who is going to have to rely on, well, his brain and his canniness to be able to avoid the force that is Paul Fury.
Well, look, he will need those things. We've seen it many times. To quote Batman talking to Robin, I just wish sometimes he would use his forces for good and not evil purposes, particularly that loaded elbow.
You want to talk about wrestlers that have huge potential. The Golden Child, Nate Hunter, certainly does, but yeah, it certainly goes without saying his intent, his morals, his values are sometimes a little bit sketchy, as we're already seeing in the start of this match. Zali Gold, Pumpin' Paul using his size, his reach and his strength to his advantage as we go again in the center of the ring. Collar elbow tie up, and Pumpin' Paul sends Nate Hunter flying. And here we go, he's getting himself pumped up, as are the crowd here in Melton.
Absolutely so. Pumpin' Paul Fury balanced. He sent Nate to one corner and then he sent him to the opposite corner. So Nate has now tested both corners. Whether he will now engage, whether he might need to go to plan A2 or B1 or something. There's a plan.
There it is. That's a different plan. Kicks in the midsection into a side headlock by the Golden Child. And this is what Nate Hunter needs to do. He needs to, as much as he can, control the pace. One advantage that Nate Hunter does have over Pumping Paul Fury as he levels him with a huge shoulder tackle is that Nate Hunter will have more stamina, and we saw that in the Relentless Rumble. He did have a fantastic outing as we see a driver taking down Nate Hunter. Only good for a 2 count, but Zali Gold, it was a marathon effort in the Relentless Rumble for Nate Hunter.
It certainly was. Look, I have to be balanced. That was an amazing effort, whatever I think of him. But his his values, as you called them, But, you know, he cannot be denied that. But now he's about to find
Whoa!
the value of the mat and how hard it is.
Whoa! He got some frequent flyer points up there, sent nearly all the way across the ring by pumping pull, only good for a 2 count though, but it is all about Pump and Paul Fury right now as he works the crowd, gets them going. He feeds off the energy of the Mayhem Maniacs as he gets him up into the fireman's carry position. Are we going to see one of his famous Fury drivers? No. He is avoiding it, is Nate Hunter, and now trying to reclaim advantage. Oh, looking to take out the leg. Hey, good strategy, Zali Gold. Big tree will fall hard.
That's the thing, and once they fall, once they're on the canvas, they are all the same size, no matter how much they are when they're upright. Nate looking for a quick victory, which I think is also a sensible strategy. You know, if you can get one, you know, and he's saying, pointing to the smarts there, well, he's got them in his way, but he's going to have to do more against someone with the stamina and physique of Paul. This is one way to do it.
And he needs to use all his guile, Nate Hunter, because he is without his dangerous bodyguard, Xavier St. Clair, who is unfortunately on the sidelines with an injury. We do hope he, regardless of what we think of Xavier St. Clair, hope he gets better soon, recovers from his injury. But Nate Hunter, it's all up to him right now. And at the moment, he is doing a pretty darn good job of it. He is working that left knee of Paul Fury with great strategy, hooks the leg. Referee Tom on this match tonight only gives Nate Hunter a 2 count, a fair justified 2 count, Zali Gold.
Absolutely, Sarge in charge, and this is this strategy of Nate Hunter, get the man down, work that leg down, and yes, definitely regards to Xavier St. Clair, there's one thing about this business, no one likes to see anyone injured. We want to see all our stars in the ring. We're seeing a fair swag of them throughout this event here tonight at Relentless headquarters here, Mayhem, as I like to call it, Mayhem Square Garden. And, we're seeing 2 stars with contrasting styles go at it now, but there is the power that is the driving force behind, and the fury behind Pump and Paul Fury.
Well, attempts to run into the corner, but he doesn't have the usual pace he does thanks to the work on the left knee. And there is one of Nate Hunter's famous elbows, not loaded this time, as you pointed out, Sali. We have seen Nate Hunter load his elbow pad up with everything from mobile phones to steel plates. We haven't seen anything untoward so far, but look out, Pumping Paul has him up. Couldn't keep him up there, though. And once again, Nate Hunter taking out the left knee. Of course, Zali Gold, Nate Hunter working to set up Pumping Paul Fury for his half crab, a move that he has put away many a competitor with. A different submission, Nate Hunter going for, though, locking in a figure 4, or attempting to.
A move made, of course, so famous by so many great wrestlers all around the world. And Nate, well, you know, again, look, that's smart. You know, put something slightly different. Keep adding to your repertoire. You know, go do the training. Not that Nate needs to train a lot to add a move to his repertoire. He's also got a lot of natural talent, and right now he's again, you know, smart strategy. He's got Pump and Paul Fury down on the mat, but Fury's got a good tactic here. Go for it.
He's reversed it. That's into an Indian deathlock right now. Nate Hunter managing to get to the ropes. Good ring awareness, but this is not where Paul Fury wants to be. If Paul Fury's on the mat, he can't be getting the Fury driver. He can't be hitting the spear. He can't send Nate Hunter flying with all his strength. And Paul Fury is in a world of hurt right now, really favouring that left knee. Nate Hunter looking to capitalise as he charges him in the corner, but look how Pumping Paul, he still has his right leg, Zali Gold.
Absolutely, he could be ambidextrous, and that means being able to use both sides equally, or both. But Paul Fury now has turned it around by dodging some of Nate's blows, and there's that power coming into play, even if it's not at 100% in the tank.
Sending Nate Hunter into the ropes. Big back body drop. Nate Hunter feeling every ounce of that impact on the mat. Pumping Paul Fury still struggling to maintain his full dexterity on 2 legs, but he's calling for it. Are we going to see an attempt at a spear here? Nate Hunter is going to want to try and get out of dodge if he can. No, Paul instead going for a flying back elbow. It's good to land Nate Hunter, but look at this, Zali Gold. He's not able to get on top for the quick pin. Paul Fury still struggling with his left knee.
Absolutely. And Nate Hunter doing the right thing, rolling away there. And
gets his foot on the rope.
Look, again, the smarts of Nate Hunter. He rolled away and he rolled near the ropes. He knew Fury perhaps couldn't get full strength on the cover, perhaps a bit groggy, and he had the leg to go over the rope. The smarts of Nate Hunter, they are certainly there, but
Straps it down.
straps are down. I don't want to be in Nate Hunter's position right now, Matty Huss.
Nate Hunter begging off. Paul gets him up to the fireman's carry position. We're going to see the Fury driver. Nate Hunter furiously working his way out of that with some vicious elbows. Manages to get himself safe, but now set. Oh no, look out, Zali Gold. He's managed to catch himself on the outside. Drops Paul Fury, and Nate Hunter flying into the barricade himself. He's straight back in.
Well, Nate Hunter has been up and down a lot of those frequent fly points that you mentioned. Must be racking up because he's getting some elevation. Now he's got elevation of his own. But,
oh, no!
Stop.
He's caught. Pumping Paul Fury, showing off that fantastic strength once again into a fireman's carry position. Is this going to be the time we see the Fury driver? He's trying. No, he just can't. That knee giving out underneath him. He just couldn't get the strength up to put Nate Hunter down. And wait a second, Zali. Oh, no! He's doing it again. Zali, he's loaded his elbow pad.
Oh, that elbow, and I'm not talking about the Prime Minister. It is so loaded. He is just continually using that cheap move, but Fury manages to get out of the way of it.
Up into the fireman's carry. Are we going to finally see it? Pumping Paul's calling for it. The crowd, no. Once again, he just couldn't go through with the Fury driver. But look out, the elbow is still loaded. Referee Tom was tending to Paul Fury, hasn't seen it at all. Cracks him in the back of the head with the loaded elbow. Rolls Fury over. Referee Tom none the wiser. Hooking the leg. Oh, and that's it.
That's all she wrote.
Not the finish to this match that we wanted to start December to remember with. Paul Fury might not be able to remember much because he got absolutely clocked with the loaded elbow, once again sealing a match for the golden child, Nate Hunter.
Well, Nate Hunter, with that loaded elbow, he got another win, keeps racking up the good performances.
Oh, look at that. He's just showing off to the crowd. Well, making it very obvious that he used nefarious tactics here. Lack of class.
Lack of class, and well, Paul Fury perhaps doesn't want to remember this particular December event. Groggy and with possibly an injured knee to boot. We'll keep you up to date on that one. Let's go back up to Shane, Matty.
And there is no one that was more true for than the boot than for Erica Reed. I mean, we all saw what she went through. The Dreamtime Voodoo, which overcame the mind games of the cycle. She had a historic title reign, only to lose that belt to Lockie Hendricks. Now, if you've seen her social media recently, you will know she's working on some pretty big things at the moment. But earlier today, she also reached out to Mayhem Management and made it perfectly clear that in 2026, she will be invoking her rematch clause, and she will be challenging Lockie Hendricks for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship!
Well, how's that for an announcement, Sally Gold? We're going to see the rematch in 2026, but, well, look out. We were expecting this at some point this evening. Here comes our new Mayhem Pro Internet Champion. Here is the aspirationalist.
Well, 2025 pretty much turned out to be everything that this man aspired to, not just here at Mayhem Pro, but in various other locales around Victoria. It has certainly been a great year for him. But wow, if it's been great this year, the promise of a rematch in 2026 for the Dreamtime Voodoo Witch, well, just bring it.
He took his full year before cashing in and winning the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship. It was Relentless Rebel 2024, where the aspirationalist won to earn the #1 contendership. And he spent the entire year telling us, Sally Gold, that it was a foregone conclusion. And, well, whether we like it or not, we are seeing the proof in the pudding right now. Here is our Mayhem Pro Internet Champion, Lochy Hendricks. This is the first opportunity we've had to hear from him since his title victory in the person, in the flesh. Oh, well, he's calling for a mic. Better hand it over, I think.
Well, this is the thing. He wasn't.
Oh, chair. Goodness gracious. How arrogant can one get?
A foregone conclusion. I just hope if he's got more skill in that area, perhaps he can tell me my lotto numbers for next week. But his numbers have come up this year. Let's see what his plans are for the future.
Not sure that we need to repeat that Ja-Rell goal, but the crowd letting Lochy know.
Erica Reid challenged me for my Mayhem Pro Internet Championship. And I just ask, is this what you want? I'm going to give you a chance, because I'm going to tell you that while your champion is in this ring performing for all of you, Erica Reid isn't here. She's too big for you. She believes she's too big for you. She believes she needs to train with Charlotte and Bailey and look for greener pastures, while your Mayhem Pro Internet Champion, the aspirationalist, is here for you. So I ask you again, is this what you want? That's on me for trying to reason with the unintellectual. So allow me to tell you what's going to happen to Erica Reid, because there is actions to your consequences, and you know what they are? I'm going to hurt Erica Reid. She's going to be in this ring, and I am going to hurt her in front of each and every one of you. She's going to be screaming in pain, and you people are going to chant for her, but it's not going to be enough. There are consequences to your actions, and there are consequences to Erica Reid's actions. So Erica, I truly ask you, is this what you want? And if it is, be careful what you wish for.
Ominous words from the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion there. Very easy to talk such a big game when your arch rival is presently overseas. And let's take a moment to acknowledge that Ja-Rell goal. Erica Reid training over in America at the moment with the cream of the international crop with Bailey and Charlotte. But Lochy Hendricks laying down his manifesto for the year to come.
Well, right now, yes, as you said, Erica Reid in Australia, you can't see her, but you certainly can in America. I believe she's also been doing some training with one of the greats of all time, John Cena, which shows how great she is. And, well, perhaps our Mayhem Maniacs not quite in favour of the words, because they gave Lochy what was once called a rousing reception.
As referee Pete joins us here in the ring. This is a match I'm very much looking forward to. Zali Gold, one of the up-and-comers from the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling, taking on, well, the absolute backbone of the School of Pro Wrestling here at Relentless. What a match this is going to be. Here comes Ja-Rell.
A very, very hard-working person at Relentless School of Pro Wrestling without question, but he's going to need every ounce of hard work, initiative and grit against, as you say, someone with the absolute veteran status and knowledge of JXT, the J-Stick. This is going to be very, very interesting, but you never know. You cannot take anyone for granted.
An impressive showing for the time that he was in the Relentless Rumble match back in March in Bacchus Marsh, but, well, he's going up against a seasoned veteran. The crowd go wild. It's new music, but they know exactly who it is. Zali Gold is the franchise. He was one of the icons of Mayhem Pro. Here comes JXT.
Absolutely. There he is on the way here. The man who's got some of his social media followers here tonight in person. I just can't remember how many followers he has now. We'll find out.
It's a number that grows day by day. I think Shane Hero will probably give us an update on the latest numbers in his introduction. 17,000 Zali. JXT's been on a mission of redemption since shaking the ball and chain of the cycle away from him in 2025. He's been on a path to redemption. He's looking to make this a December to remember as he launches in to 2026. But he does have a very promising up-and-comer right across the ring. And as you say, Zali Gold, JXT will not take any opposition for granted.
Well, that's the thing. When you've got that veteran experience of JXT, you are certainly going to be on your toes at all times. But all the same, JXT will want a victory. He'll want to start his season with a happy Christmas win tonight here at December to remember.
Ja-Rell certainly not lacking in confidence, but JXT, well, doesn't get much more confident than the J-Stick. And yeah, Ja-Rell, we're most impressed. You've been working hard in the gym. The coaches have got you looking pretty swole, but it's going to take a lot more than posturing and gyrating to get over the multi-time champion that is JXT. And we're into a lock-up. Let's see how this match plays out.
Well, power coming into it already. There is that power of of Ja-Rell.
Well, JXT's power now coming in as well, Zali Gold.
Pushes the big man back into the corner. That's impressive. And, Ja-Rell might have to just dig in deep into whatever knowledge and experience he has gained anywhere, because it might take more than power to outpower JXT.
JXT knows all the tricks in the book, and as the saying goes, he's taught all his students at the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling everything they know, but not everything that he knows. Zali Gold, what do you think it's going to take for... Oh, well, maybe it's going to be tactics like this that it's going to take for Ja-Rell to get one up on JXT, but more reasonably speaking, Zali Gold, what do you think it's going to take for Ja-Rell to pull out an upset victory over the veteran tonight?
I think it will have to be something out of the proverbial left field. I have every certainty and every praise for Ja-Rell's effort, his determination, his potential, but he's going to have to find something that perhaps JXT won't expect. Maybe Ja-Rell's gone and done his own research and homework and figured, maybe I can think of something that JXT hasn't thought about and, pull it out of the proverbial left field. Let's see, but right now he's going to have to pull out more than just a little trick, because there's a big arm drag and that's not what you want.
Shades of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, beautiful arm drags taking down the big man Ja-Rell. It's hard to think of a way that Ja-Rell might be able to pull a fast one out of JXT, because even just in the year we've had in 2025, Zali Gold, JXT has seen it all. He's been in dog collar matches, he's been in tables, ladders and chairs matches, he's been in rumble matches, he has seen nearly everything this year. Ja-Rell, I think, is going to have to just dig deep and try and use what he does have over JXT, which is a bit of a weight advantage and a bit of a power advantage. But, well, maybe he's just going to have to resort to nefarious tactics like the hair pulling, which now gets him into a side headlock position up over JXT, although the canny veteran instinct of JXT sends him into the ropes. But goodness, Sally Gold, what a massive shoulder block taking down the veteran.
Well, absolutely so. There is that power, and JXT, dare I say, after being pulled by the hair, is dreading it. But JXT dropping down and then coming up with a beautiful drop kick, and that's where Ja-Rell, I think, is just perhaps caught off guard a little by the tactics, and JXT, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Ja-Rell taking a powder to the outside as JXT shows off his own strength and push-up ability. This isn't a bad move by Ja-Rell. He needs to just keep himself composed, catch his breath, because he knows as well as anyone that JXT knows every trick in the book. But I've got to say, Zali Gold, Ja-Rell is probably showing a little bit too much confidence bordering on arrogance, which you can't have when you're going up against someone the caliber of JXT.
Very, very true. You've got to be in the right mindset, but I agree with you. That was a good idea to just take a breather.
Gold. Big flying knee bouncing off the ropes, sending Ja-Rell to the outside, and JXT now taking this match to a whole nother level. They're both on the outside. Anything can happen from here.
Well, Ja-Rell now on the outside against his own wishes. Hang on.
Oh, a massive chop as JXT silences the crowd. Chops, they do more than just sting. They take the breath out of you, and they are a massive, massive downplay in a match as JXT rockets Ja-Rell with the right hand and into the ring barrier once again. Ja-Rell is rattled right now.
Absolutely rattled on those bells ringing like the bells on Christmas Day will be in a few weeks' time. But there's another big chop that rings out. But as you say, they really do take the breath out of you. And now Ja-Rell's back in the ring against his own wishes, and JXT is on top, but he slips out again.
Ja-Rell once again taking a power to the outside. JXT would like to see a bit more honour and valour in one of his Relentless School of Pro Wrestling proteges. But again, can't completely fault Ja-Rell. I mean, I would be wanting to catch my breath, especially after those vicious chops. But JXT, canny move there by Ja-Rell. Playing a bit of possum, luring JXT into a trap with the elbow drop not working out. And now Ja-Rell trying to go to work on JXT, who's fighting back with everything he's got. With a big clothesline.
Big clothesline, and look, clever tactics by Ja-Rell. You might not know every move in the wrestling book as you start out in wrestling. He's using what he has to advantage, ducking out of the ring, frustrating JXT, and then a simple move like that where you power the legs into that unyielding metal post. That's going to take JXT, off his feet and off his game plan.
JXT, who's famous with his JX-Plex and his series of kicks, taking out the left knee, as we saw in the first match by Nate Hunter, is going to be a pretty sound strategy. If Ja-Rell can keep on top of it, he needs to make sure he doesn't get ahead of himself with a little bit of that cocky arrogance coming through. But as it stands right now, Ja-Rell is in the driver's seat.
Well, cockiness, arrogance, they can be misplaced, but if you're on top, I suppose maybe they, as much as I had to say it, they're justified. And right now, he's wearing down JXT, at both ends, the throat on the ropes, the legs being kicked down, JXT having to, get the refueling tank in to get the tank back to full.
JXT, as he tries to pull himself up into the corner, fighting back with every last bit of energy he's got with a kick and a punch to Ja-Rell. But with a massive, powerful back elbow, absolutely leveling JXT. Goes for the cover, doesn't hook the leg. However, JXT manages to kick out. Shout out to referee Pete on the tools in this match. And yeah, that's right, Ja-Rell is only a 2 count.
Well, look, there could be a thing here. JXT, you said, had some huge matches throughout the year, amazing dog collar match, other big matches. Maybe, he's just thinking, is it possible that JXT, as much as he shouldn't, maybe he has taken the newcomer a little too lightly. I've beaten veterans in big matches. This guy's a newbie. Maybe that could be a problem.
I think another problem potentially for JXT is just how much wear and tear he's got on his body throughout this year. It was only a matter of weeks ago at Collision in Colac where JXT was in a brutal tables, ladders and chairs match. It takes more than just an ice bath and a cool down the week after the recovery from a match like that, and we might be seeing some of the effects on that, and Ja-Rell looking to take advantage with that sidewalk slam. Once again, though, Ja-Rell showing some of that perhaps a little rookie experience. Maybe if he'd hooked the leg, he might have been able to get the 3. But as it stands right now, JXT is absolutely reeling on the mat.
JXT hanging in there. And what's he looking for now?
Camel clutch.
Cheeky baby.
Looking to humble JXT.
Well, that's the thing. JXT bent right back there. There is that power and strength, and to some extent holding in the place the agility of Ja-Rell. Credit where credit is due. JXT having to, really dig deep to get out of this, but he's trying to sneak out the back door. At least he's up to his knees, alleviating the pressure.
Impressive show of strength from JXT as he sends Ja-Rell over with a modified judo throw. This might be the small window of opportunity that JXT is going to have to capitalize on to get himself back in this match, as the crowd wheeling into action by JXT, who hits Ja-Rell with a reverse elbow, back elbow there. And now a boot to the midsection, but Ja-Rell right back in there, going once again to work, pounding JXT.
JXT stuck in the corner. Ja-Rell looking to get elevation, which will only add more behind the power. And he's showing us what he wants to do, but he just get on with it, I think, is the goal.
Oh, goodness. Clubbing right hand. Another clubbing right hand into JXT, but look out, it's Harley Gold. JXT with a powerbomb out of the corner.
I don't care how big you are, Ja-Rell. You come down and hit that canvas, it's going to knock the wind out of you. And JXT, though, also down. He's taken a huge amount of punishment. And this is one of those points. It's the spaghetti junction of this match. Which road will it take?
That move took as much out of JXT as it did Ja-Rell. In fact, Ja-Rell first back to his feet, but JXT missing a clothesline attempt by Ja-Rell, levels him with the right hand, and JXT now, a massive uppercut. Ja-Rell is swinging absolute punch-drunk style here. This is like Mike Tyson KO on the Super Nintendo as JXT flying off the ropes, series of clotheslines, and just like that, Zali God, the momentum in this match has completely changed. JXT going for the third, off one rope, off the other, off another. Big flying cross body by JXT.
And can he finish it here?
Hooks the leg. Referee Pete. Only good for a 2 count from Referee Pete. JXT thought he had that one there. He's even questioning himself in this moment now, but he's got the upper hand. What can JXT do to put this match to bed?
Well, he's going to have to dig deep further into that repertoire. He's calling, I think he's got something in mind here. Pile driver, perhaps. Who knows? But that's the thing when you've got that experience and the repertoire.
Oh, he tried to get him up, but Ja-Rell managed to reverse. Attempted to slam himself, but JXT reverses now. Ja-Rell up into an Olympic slam. Shades of Kurt Angle there. Ja-Rell has to quickly get across and try to capitalize now. He does. Drapes his hand across. Gets a leg slightly hooked, but JXT manages to kick out. That's the first time I've seen the Angle Olympic slam out of Ja-Rell. A impressive new move he's plucking out of training there.
Well, there's the thing. He keeps developing the repertoire, adding the moves, building on his basic strengths. Double meaning of the word, I suppose. His strength and what he's good at. His strength is his strength, and there's the power that will add to it. But JXT now on the apron in a spot of bother. What has Ja-Rell got in mind now?
Ja-Rell climbing up to the second rope while JXT finding himself draped over the outside. This is a precarious position for both competitors in this match as JXT clubbing right hands into the kidneys, and now the head of Ja-Rell sends him down. JXT, he's up in the high altitude district here. What are we going to see from the veteran? The crowd are up and about ready for it. Ja-Rell is absolutely in all sorts on the mat. JXT is up. JXT is down. Huge flying elbow. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. That's it. JXT caps his year off with a victory.
Well, that's a happy Christmas for him.
It was a valiant effort by the rookie Ja-Rell, but his overconfidence got the better of him, and the veteran guile of JXT comes to the fore and gets him a fantastic victory tonight. I can't help but wonder, though, Zali Gold, just what kind of condition is JXT going into the holiday season and then beyond into 2026 after grueling match after grueling match?
Well, the thing is now he will have some time to recover. The longer spa bath, maybe hit the massage. Let's find out what he has in mind.
This show's not over, not by any means, we're only just getting started. But I thought this would be the time to come out and say thank you to all the people out here tonight everyone who's ever come to a show, everyone who's subscribed to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media. Without all of you here, we can't do what we do, so thank you very much. This is our 5th year of running the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling. We've got some exciting things to announce for next year coming up. We've got more exciting shows just like this, but even bigger, badder than ever. But from the bottom of my heart, without everyone back there, people here around the ring, everyone that contributes to the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling, to Mayhem Pro, without everybody, we can't do what we love. So thank you very much. And if you have a drink, I'd like you to do a cheers with me. If you don't, just pretend and work it, brother, like you've got one. To the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling, Mayhem Pro, and our Mayhem Maniacs. Cheers! Thank you, we love you. Have a good Christmas, Happy New Year.
Resounding reception, and that is why he is the franchise of Australian Wrestling, Zali Gold. So much work. All the crew behind the scenes here at Mayhem Pro and the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling put in, and it is what gives us opportunity to bring such fantastic up-and-coming talent to all of you out there in YouTube land. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And Zali Gold, speaking of up-and-coming talent, we've got one of our signature matches, a Mayhem Mosh Pit featuring 6 of the best up-and-comers. Straight out of Gippsland, Zali Gold. Here's the Gutter God.
I'm the best in this ring, out there, up there, it don't matter.
The Gutter God, certainly, well, someone who's rising fast around the Victorian wrestling scene. But I just want to echo JXT's words. What an amazing year for Relentless School of Pro Wrestling and Mayhem Pro.
And it's only going to get bigger in 2026, Zali Gold, with all the fantastic talent we have in the Victorian scene coming through the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling, and new faces or newer faces to Mayhem Pro, like this enigmatic creature that is making his way to the ring. Negativo, what a enigma this man of mystery is, but someone who's very quickly making his mark on Mayhem Pro, Zali Gold.
Mayhem Pro and around the Victorian scene, I've seen him a lot of times. He is amazing and, well, I think we can honestly say an international star. He's worked a lot across the world on both sides of the Pacific.
Well, here comes the Hain.
Look at that, baby! Hain Plane's here to take over!
Matty Hain, absolutely. Well, dare I say he could fly across from one side of the Pacific to the other, but maybe not, but he could certainly fly from one side of the ring to the other.
One of the finest purveyors of the German suplex, getting around in all the Victorian wrestling, and made all the more impressive by that he is so young and fresh in his career. Matty Hain, someone to look out for. But speaking of wrestlers you need to keep a lookout for, without doubt, the Zali Gold. Here is Roderick Matthews.
Roderick Matthews. Yet another up-and-comer.
Absolute smoky of a competitor in this 6-way Mayhem Mosh Pit match. We've seen so many glimpses of excellence from the Degenerate this year in Mayhem Pro and elsewhere in Victorian wrestling. He's someone to watch out for in this absolutely chaotic match.
Oh,
Here we go, Harley Gold. You want to talk about stories coming into this match? No story is bigger than the redemption arc, the return arc of the man from Manangatang. Country Chaos, Kayno is back. There he is. Hey, I don't want to be biased, Harley Gold, but I can't tell you how happy I am to see our man, Country Chaos Kayno, back in the ring where he belongs.
Absolutely so. It was great to have him on the mic with us at times.
But look at him.
But look at him, he's fighting fit. That foot and ankle is back, and in our creed, it's good to see him back. And Yeehaw is way in, and Shane getting a bit of Yeehaw as well.
It was a fantastic return in the Relentless Rumble match from Country Chaos Kayno. He didn't look to have much ring rust on him, but it's going to be a whole different environment in this six-way match. But look out, here comes the king of Colac himself. The crowd are getting up and about. Harley Gold, here comes Sketch. What an amazing match it was at Collision at Colac, where Sketch, along with the physicals, coming out on top in the six-man TLC match. But in the same way we talked about it with JXT's Harley Gold, just how much wear and tear is Sketch bringing into this match, where he's got six fresh, hungry opposition wrestlers to go up against.
Yeah, and not only is it a total of 6 this time, the other 5 are all against him. There's no physicals to tag out to or anything, but both Sketch and the physicals hanging on to their gold, and of course I love gold, down in Colac, and boy, did they collide. Well, this is going to be a bigger collision, and the famous Mayhem Mosh Pit. Let's bring it on.
6-way Mayhem Mosh Pit match with the gold on the line. The winner of this match will be the new King of Colac champion. Sketch has got a massive mountain to climb as he tries to retain his gold, but right now, impressive drop kick from not only Sketch, but also Negativo taking out 2 of their competitors. Country Chaos Kayno sending the Degenerate to ringside, and well, look out, we're talking about high flying. There goes Negativo and Sketch.
And they send some of their opponents crashing into the ringside.
Whoa, wait a minute. Are we going to see Kayno fly? Thinks Country Chaos Kayno thinking the wiser of it. I haven't really ever seen him take. Oh, well, there we go. There's a big flying cross body. Country Chaos Kayno taking out all 5 competitors.
That's flying Kayno. That's one I haven't seen and did not expect. And now it's Kayno against the Degenerate, and Kayno, that ankle looks, well, he's obviously being cleared, but you never know with an injury. It looks, though, pretty 100% to me, and now there's the power of the big man from Manangatang.
Looking into a fall-away slam, but there it is. Country Chaos Kayno is such a big, strong unit. I think he's looking even bigger and more swole than he did before his injury, but we talked about the German suplexes. Matty Hain sending Kayno flying, and now looking to do the same with the Gutter God, with a beautiful overhead suplex. But look out, here comes the Degenerate. No! Locks him up. What's it? Oh my goodness, sending Negativo right onto his head. Apologies, that was not Roderick Matthews, but now Sketch manages to avoid the suplex attempt. And a big flying head scissors taking down the Hain plane.
And a drop kick sends the Hain plane back to elevation 0. And there's the agility of Sketch. Wow, it is just almost too fast and furious to call. And now it's the Gutter God pounding away on Sketch. Action aplenty here at the December to Remember, put on by Mayhem Pro.
Into a bulldog position, and out of the corner is a bulldog from the Gutter God. Sketch sent to the outside. Here comes Negativo now, lining up the Gutter God, ducking a clothesline attempt off the ropes. Oh, goodness, I can't barely keep up with all this action. Oh, my goodness, a big flying baseball slide cross drop kick, rattling the Gutter God. Negativo now suddenly finding himself in the box seat. Reversal Irish whip, bait. No, there's a Hurricane Rana. Negativo showing off that high-flying prowess.
Absolutely so. Wow, what with him and Sketch, we are being treated here to some amazing action. Now it's Negativo trying to work the Degenerate, but he gets him over for the scoop slam. It is just non-stop. And this is the thing with these multi-person matches. You've got to have eyes 360 degrees around your head because you get rid of one and there's another one coming in to get you.
I'm not sure what the odds are in this match. I'm sure if we had Bobby the Brain Heenan or someone with us on the mic, we'd be getting some interesting maths, maybe some Steiner math if Big Papa Pop was here. But I can tell you what this equation is right now. The Degenerate plus top rope superplex equals bad for Negativo. But look out, the Gunner God looking to get himself in the fray as well. We got to see a double suplex, and now Country Chaos, Kayno and Sketch. Oh, Tower of Doom type Zali Gold. Oh, my goodness. You don't want to be anyone in that situation. But I think Negativo might have taken the absolute brunt of that move as Sketch. Now with the flying knee rocketing into Matty Hain, and now Roderick Matthews back in the fray as Negativo shakes it off, and the spine on the pine by the Degenerate. All of a sudden it is, well, no, I was about to say it's the Degenerate's time, but oh my goodness, Lucha from Negativo. Where did he come back from?
Well, that's the thing after that Tower of Doom, which was, the crashing tower. It just seemed like he was out of it, and it just seems to be moving so fast. But Kayno,
look out. Oh my goodness, massive spear, absolutely breaking. The Gunner got in half, but here comes Matty Hain now with another signature suplex. Gets him up and sends him down, but look out, Solid Gold. Oh, I've like Sketch with the moonsault. Just like that, it's over. Sketch retains here in Melbourne.
The King of Colac takes it out, Matty Huss, and well, he will have a happy Colac Christmas. Is that something, like some sort of Christmas movie? I'm not sure.
If nothing else, it's a good piece of alliteration. But right now, the King of Colac, champion Sketch, has retained, not without a massive fight on his hands. It was hard to keep up with the action as that match went along, but in spite of the wear and tear after the TLC match, Sketch manages to retain.
And it is for the Mayhem Pro Tag Team Championship!
As the iconic tune of Black Sabbath blasts out through the speakers here at the House of Mayhem, Zali Gold, it's the odd couple of Mayhem Pro's Tag Team Division who are looking to cap off their debut here as a team by claiming gold here at December to Remember.
Well, this would certainly be a happy Christmas for them as to finish their year off, but as you say, definitely an odd couple of wild horses, if I can quote the Rolling Stones, if we can be of that musical era.
I'm worried we're going to get a copyright claim with all these high-flying references. We've seen them throughout this year's early gold. It's taken the Wylde Stallions a while to get on the same page, but now that they are on the same page, they have rocketed to the #1 contendership. It was at Collision at Colac that we saw the Wylde Stallions, TJ Wilde and Matty Pearce, earn the right to take on the Mayhem Pro Tag Team Champions.
We're about to come to the ring right now.
Ready to get physical, Zali?
They've caught the train from Crossbody Crescent.
What a ride it's been for the physicals this year. Zali Gold becoming the inaugural Mayhem Pro Tag Team Champions all the way back at Mayhem Mania at Bacchus Marsh. It was here in Melbourne at one of our earlier showcases where they lost the titles, but, well, it was because we had only, well, half the physicals. The statisticals, as you so lovingly dubbed them, weren't able to get the job done. It took all the way until the very tail end of this year for the physicals to win their gold back, and they have no intentions of letting it go.
Absolutely. They want to hold on to the gold, and they're ready to defend, but they're going to have their work cut out. As you say, this team of the Stallions are galloping together, and the physicals are going to have to work hard. They're going to have to use that flying skills that they have. This is what it's all about when it comes to tag team action, as Sarge holds those belts high.
It is a fantastic contrast of styles here in this match. The high-flying, fast pace of the physicals versus two real ground and power-heavy tanks that are TJ Wylde and Matty Pearce. It looks like it's going to be Johnny Jets starting off with Matty Pearce. The bell is rung. We're underway. Tag team gold on the line. The physicals versus the Wylde Stallions.
Well, here it is, and I mean, look, again, credit to the Wylde Stallions. Relatively new team, seem to come out of nowhere, but they've worked their way up the ranks, as you said. A great win in that #1 contenders match down on the coast at Colac, and now the physicals, have to put the cycle behind them and focus on the task at hand, and they've got some hard work to do to finish their year here at Mayhem Pro.
It was a fantastic #1 contenders match in Colac, and certainly formidable competition that the Wylde Stallions overcame as Matty Pearce working into a headlock and reversed by Johnny Jets. It was Lockhope that the Wylde Stallions overcame. We talk about these two being an odd couple. Well, they were up against the couple. Lockhope are as synergetic as any tag team you could possibly think of, but right now they are, well, looking pretty good. Matty Pearce working the arm here at Johnny Jets and just using some good fundamentals, but reversal by Johnny Jets into the side headlock of his own. Yet to see any of the high-flying action right now.
Well, Johnny Jets, as you say, holding his own, and I put the mocker on him, as they say, as Matty Pearce now in control. But Matty Pearce doing all that, he's put his body between Johnny and Jimmy, and there's some power from Matty Pearce taking down the Thunderbolt, bringing him down to earth, and he's doing the right thing. And beautiful tactics there.
It's straight back into the side headlock. I tell you what, Zali Gold, Matty Pearce has certainly got a few kegs on Johnny Jets, but this grounding style that both wrestlers seem to be taking, maybe not exactly what we were expecting out of this match, but we're not going to fault their fundamentals as Johnny Jets going up into an attempted sliced bread. No! Rolls him back. That is some good technical prowess. He did not let go of that headlock one bit, but Matty Pearce manages to reverse his way out of it. I didn't have chain wrestling on my bingo card for this tag team match from the outset, but double drop kick. Both men are down, tagging out. Here comes Jimmy Castle. Here comes TJ Wylde. Fresh set of bodies to keep this match going.
Yeah, well, I'm fresh, and they've gone from 0 to 100 in 0.3 of a second. And the thing is, look, the physicals pedigree, they're the two-time Mayhem Pro Tag Team Champions, but they've known each other a long time. Their tag team chemistry is absolutely second to none. The physicals from the northeastern suburbs of Melbourne. I was going to say in the last match, we've got pretty much all of the geography of Victoria covered with Colac and Manangatang and all the suburbs, and it just shows how Mayhem Pro is attracting the talent from all around Victoria and beyond, and we're seeing it now in the ring with a match that surprised us in style, but that's the length, depth and breadth of the talent Matty has.
And this just shows the continuous evolution of the physicals. They could easily just default into their high-flying style, run around, jump around, heaps of drop kicks, but they are continuously adding to their repertoire, and they are working very diligently, very strategically in wearing down these two strong tanks of competitors that they're up against, the Wylde Stallions. Oh, double hip toss taking down. This is of the physicals we're used to. The greatest 1980s tag team going today. Double elbow drop. Lateral press by Johnny Jets, only good for a 2 count as TJ Wylde reaches desperately for the corner, not able to reach Matty Pearce. it is still the physicals as we're back into the side headlock and really controlling the tempo of this match, Zali Gold.
Well, this is good tactics by the physicals. The fact that they're broadening out, they're not just the high-flying team, and I mean they're going to face a whole heap of teams who I'm sure will clamour for that gold. So you've got to have a range of skills. You can't just go to the same basket all the time. This is great thinking by them at the show that they can match it against a team with a different approach.
I think what we're seeing here from both teams with such a diligent approach to solid fundamental wrestling, it just shows how serious the Wylde Stallions are and how much gravity they put on the opportunity to win their first championships here at Mayhem Pro. Also reflects back on the physicals, just how important it is to them to have a longer reign. Their first reign as Mayhem Tag Team Champions, as the big drop by Matty Pearce, completely taking all the air out of Jimmy Castle as he goes for a cover, only good for a 2. As I was saying, Zali got the physicals. They want to have a longer reign than they did the first time, so they're taking this match with the full gravity that it deserves as well.
Absolutely so, and they want to sort of get back on, stay on that winning track, get a longer reign, surpass it, keep growing. Beautiful double crossbody. That's a double present, so to speak. And just the 2 count as Wylde kicks out of the pin.
We're seeing fantastic synergy from both teams. I don't think I've ever seen the Wylde Stallions this perfectly in sync. And of course the physicals, well, we're just used to it as Johnny Jets goes into the ropes and a massive headbutt, rocking him thanks to Matty Pearce. Picture perfect vertical suplex. Lateral press goes to the cover. Only good for a 2 count. Referee Tom Collis on the tools for this match. Only the best for our championship matches here in Mayhem Pro. And right now it's Jimmy Castle looking on anxiously. He knows he needs to get into this match to get the momentum back to the physical side.
Well, that's the thing. Johnny Jets being worn down here, being the Jets being grounded, so to speak, by that power of Matty Pearce, using it to his advantage, and he desperately needs to make that tag before he runs out of fuel, and they could lose those titles, and it would be a shorter reign even.
It's interesting listening to the crowd here at Mayhem Central here in Mayhem because, well, both these teams, the physicals, of course, as you can see, a beautiful arm drag there by Johnny Jets. Both teams are actually quite popular with the crowd. The physicals are one of the most popular acts getting around all of Aussie wrestling, but the Wylde Stallions have actually picked up a little bit of a cult following, whether they intended to and whether they even like it or not. Beautiful roll through there by Matty Pearce as he gets up and sends him down with an inverted bomb. Jimmy Castle going to break up the pin, and wisely so, I think, Zali Gold.
Well, that's the thing. Johnny Jets perhaps, been worn down here.
He's feeling it.
He's feeling it. The tank's running low, so he needed to get some assistance. But yeah, maybe, who knows, maybe it's the hairstyles of TJ Wylde and Matty Pearce that are attracting the fans. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to talk about my hair.
Those locks are exceptionally luscious, as we see a double team maneuver here. Double back body drop, taking Johnny Jets down. He is in all sorts at the moment as TJ Wylde only good for a 2 count, but Johnny Jets desperately needs to get to his tag team partner, his best friend Jimmy Castle in the corner, but right now it's the Wylde Stallions doing a wonderful job isolating one half of the physicals. Geez, this might be over sooner than we think, Sally.
Well, that's the thing. We could have new champions yet again. As I say, a shorter reign for the physicals. They don't want that. But look at that's some good work from TJ Wylde. He may be relatively new, but he's put his body in between Castle and Jets, and he's still doing it, and he's using his half of the ring.
Beautiful body slam, but only good for a 2 count there by TJ Wylde as he goes to pick up Johnny Jets, tagging his partner Matty Pearce, bringing it back into the corner once again, completely cutting the ring in half, and Johnny Jets is in all sorts.
Well, that's the thing. And I mean, look, if it goes for another pin now, look where he is. It's harder for Castle to get in and break it up. That's some great ring awareness by the Stallions. They are right on their game, and every credit to them. Great wrestling here at December to remember as part of Mayhem Pro's action. And
attempted enziguri kick, but no good there by Johnny Jets as he's flung into the corner by Matty Pearce. Look at this, Johnny Jets absolutely desperate to make the tag, and right now it is Matty Pearce completely controlling traffic, but no, set flying into the corner by one half of the physicals. TJ Wylde sits to the outside. Is this the opportunity that Johnny Jets so desperately needs? Reaches out, and here he goes, early goal. Here comes Jimmy Castle.
It's time for the physicals to get really fantastic. Jimmy Castle doing just that with a beautiful head scissor runner that sends Wylde spinning wildly, and a beautiful drop kick as well.
Oh, one of the best that you see getting around. Jimmy Castle like an absolute house on fire here. He was outside of the ring for, well, quite a fair while there, as we see Scotty Roach with some choice words as well. Now, we talk about the tag teams that are wanting to make sure they're in contention. Scotty Roach and the Pivot City Reaper Tom Crow certainly consider themselves to be in the upper echelon. They are merely watching from the outside, though, as Jimmy Castle with a huge flying cross body. Oh, 2 3/4 Zali Gold. The physicals, though, need to make sure they don't get distracted by Crow and Roach on the outside, because they need to get their eyes on the prize. Their prize, the Mayhem Pro Tag Team Championships.
Well, that's the thing. The contract was with the Stallions, not with anyone else. And I've got to say, though, they damn near got close then. Sergeant Tom Pulse's hand, very good space between hand and canvas, and now it's Castle looking to go well to the top of the castle.
Well, some choice words from Scotty Roach at ringside, but right now, TJ Wylde, my goodness, what an impressive show of strength. Picks up Jimmy Castle mid-air and sends him down with a huge body slam. Did you spot that, Zali Gold? TJ Wylde pushing his tag team partner, Matty Pierce, out the way to save him. And are we about to see their big finishing move? Oh, into the driver. This might be it, Zali Gold.
Absolutely.
New tag team champions. Oh, 2.5 Jimmy Castle somehow managing to save the day for the physicals. I thought we had new champions, Zali Gold.
I have to say, I was with you, but desperation from Castle, and managing to get his way out at the last possible nanosecond. But he's the one now in the deep stuff, and now he's the one trapped in the far corner away from his partner. And Jets is still trying to get his steam back.
A very impressive tag team maneuver there by the Wylde Stallions into Matty Pierce's Falcon Arrow. But now, we've got double sleeper now. If you can't beat him in the air, we'll try and get him grounded. We're seeing a double sleeper now from the physicals here. Is this going to be enough, though, to wear down the Wylde Stallions, who have been in control for a great majority of this match? Well, as it seems right now, it might well just be that Zali Gold. We might have a retention of the tag team belts with the Wylde Stallions going to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not going to say bring out the double bed, but they might need one, because they are both fading. Tom Cole's raising both hands. This could be it.
If these hands go down one more time. Oh, no! This might be the last gasp with the Wylde Stallions as they join hands. Are they going to get themselves back to their feet? They do. An impressive show of strength from both the number one contenders here. They are such units, such heavy-duty tanks, the Wylde Stallions, and we're about to see some more tag team action. Matty Pierce sent flying into Jimmy Castle, and I think it's going to be Johnny Jets' turn. No, maybe not. Matty Pierce sent flying to the outside. Johnny Jets, Jimmy Castle, double super kick. Down goes TJ Wylde.
Well, TJ Wylde getting boots where you don't want them. And the thing is, Matty Pierce back on his feet.
Hooks the leg. Oh my goodness, I would swear that the hand hit the mat, but no, referee Tom, it was only a 2 count. Where on earth did TJ Wylde find that last gasp of desperation to kick out?
I don't know, but the hand was only millimetres away. And the physicals, I think, just looking at, I wouldn't say rattled, but they're concerned, I think. They really have got to look at all their experience together in every way to try and finish this match off. Another big double kick, maybe that's it.
Another double super kick. Are we going to see them take to the skies now to finish this off? Well, hold on, Jimmy Castle directing traffic here. And wait a minute, Matty Pierce fighting himself up on the top rope. This was unusual territory for Matty Pierce. I'd be a bit worried if I was him. Double super kick as Matty Pierce flies through the air. I think the Wylde Stallions' time may be short here in this match. TJ Wylde from behind. Wait a minute, it's only a roll-up.
And another one.
Well, a roll-up by Johnny Jets. Oh, wait, that's it. That's it. The physicals pull it out of nowhere. Retain the tag team gold.
I knew you boys could do it. I was going for you this whole time. Oh my God. This is a war. We needed a warm reception now. The Mayhem Chefs have done it. They have done it again. Another successful title reign. No, follow
As
me.
Scotty
Follow
Roach
me.
says his piece at ringside, the
Look at
physicals
this, right up here.
rightly
Look
holding
out,
aloft
look out,
their
look
tag
out.
team
They're
championships. But
hungry.
Zali Gold,
But
what a
guess what?
fantastic
Against 11
showing
Howler,
by
they don't
the
have
Wylde
it.
Stallions here. But
don't
looks like
have
the
it.
physicals might already have perhaps some new challenges on the horizon. As Scotty Roach, the filthiest player in the game, talking some smack to the physicals. Who knows what we're going to see from him and his tag team partner Tom Crode in 2026.
Well, they formed during this year, and they have, filthy intentions in mind for the tag division. Well, I totally agree with you. That was an amazing showing by the Stallions. 4 great competitors, and our Mayhem Maniacs giving all the adulation they deserve.
This will not be the last that we see of Matty Pearce and TJ Wylde here in the Mayhem Pro Tag Team Division. And wait a minute, maybe a bit of a tense stare off here. Show of hands, wonderful sportsmanship, hugs all round. What a fantastic tag team championship match that was. As the physicals celebrate with their fallen foes, let's take a moment, Zali Gold, to hear from our wonderful sponsors, the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling. Then we'll be back for a fantastic second half of December to remember, including our massive main event, Edward Dusk taking on Isaiah.
Do you want to be a pro wrestler? Then sign up now to the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling.
Located 50 minutes west of Melbourne, with a full gym, strength and conditioning coaches, a nutritionist, and world-traveled professional wrestling coaches to help you achieve your goal in professional wrestling business. Whether you want to be a wrestler, a manager, referee, or just involved in the industry, with no tryout required, the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling is here to help you achieve your goals.
All you have to do to start your journey is sign up now to be Relentless.
Right now, though, it's time for our next match. The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Matty Huss, Zali Gold, back here once again for a second half of huge mayhem action here at December to remember. And well, are you ready to give some justice for Ben, perhaps, Zali Gold? Here comes the gambler.
Well, what are the odds he will get justice? I don't know. He's the gambler. Maybe he can tell us, but he's felt that justice hasn't been on his side in recent weeks and months.
Well, it was his own fault. I mean, he's had a chip on his shoulder since the Relentless Rumble, where it was his own justice for Ben. He's got the sign out once again. It was his own fault, though, Zali Gold. He was stuck at the races during the day and didn't make the number draw for the Rumble in time. And our poor broadcast colleague Shane Hero has been bearing the brunt of the lobbying and protesting efforts of the gambler, Ben Barnett, once again right now, absolutely copping it.
As we see, a grimace from Shane.
Weighing in at 235 pounds, Hain for Crown Casino.
Justice for Ben!
Always remember, Matty, gamble responsibly.
100% Zali Gold. I'm pretty sure that Ben Barnett might have himself on some sort of exclusion list from Crown Casino. I think it would be facetious to claim his hometown as being Crown Casino, but nonetheless, he's got his hands full tonight against the Protector. Here's the man, Zali Gold.
Here he is.
Let's not forget, Zali Gold, it was Ja-Rell who missed out on his opportunity in the Relentless Rumble thanks to Ben Barnett and his mace that he roused him with at ringside, which allowed Ben Barnett to find himself eventually into the Relentless Rumble. But look at that intensity on Ja-Rell's face. Oh, it's straight into it. Ducking a clothesline attempt at Ja-Rell with right hands back and forth with the gambler. Starting off this match in hot fashion. Starling goal, Ja-Rell is out for revenge.
Well, intensity, going from 0 to 100.2 of a second this time. Ja-Rell infuriated by what happened at Relentless Rumble, and rightly so, and he's letting out his frustrations with the gambler now facing lengthening odds.
Ja-Rell was one of the hot favourites going into the Relentless Rumble match, and he certainly feels, as many of the Mayhem Maniacs in the crowd do as well, that he was robbed of his opportunity and his chance at becoming #1 contender to the Internet Championship. Ja-Rell looking to close out 2025 with his own justice, if you will. We're hearing a lot about justice for Ben. I think tonight we might perhaps see some justice for Ja-Rell.
Well, that's the thing. Will it be justice for Ja-Rell? Will it be justice for Ben? Or will it be just as it was when we started? I don't know. The thing is, they're now outside the ring, and you can't get a clean victory out there. They could both be counted out, Matty Huss.
Look out in an Oklahoma Slam-esque position here, and Ben Barnett sending Ja-Rell crashing into the steel guardrail at ringside here. It is completely unforgiving, and Ben Barnett now lining up Ja-Rell. Oh, and a massive impact there. The guardrail once again playing a big part. This match is completely descending into chaos already as Ja-Rell sending Barnett into the guardrail.
Wow, guardrail's getting a workout quite a few times tonight.
Are we keeping stats for guardrail tonight?
I'm not sure. I don't want to be a guardrail, that's all I can say. But now it's Barnett trying to get back in, which broke referee Pete's count, and now they're back outside near them again. This is absolute chaos, Matty Huss.
Ja-Rell considers himself the protector of the Mayhem Pro locker room, but right now he has nothing but vengeance in mind. He is purely thinking about the injustice that he faced at the hands of Ben Barnett.
Justice for Ben? No, justice for Ja-Rell.
Strong words from Ja-Rell there into our ringside camera, and Ben Barnett feeling it now, draped in the corner. His right arm looking to be favouring that. And wait a minute, he's got the mace.
Hey, he's got the mace.
He's got the mace. Get rid of that ref.
Pete, right onto it. You can't bring that into the ring, Ben Barnett.
I can't believe he brought the mace out again, but now raking the eyes while referee Pete rightly getting rid of the mace and a big boot. Geez, Ben Barnett is such a big unit. He's such long, powerful legs that big boot's going to completely take your head off.
Well, there's the thing. I mean, I'm not sure where he's at. He's close to that 200-centimetre mark, and part of it is those long legs, and Ja-Rell just in all sorts of bother. And I know many of our Mayhem Maniacs travel many miles and to see Ja-Rell, but they would be concerned right now.
Oh, a massive clothesline by Ben Barnett taking down Ja-Rell. Ben Barnett has undergone quite the transformation this year, and he has an amazing repertoire of high-impact moves. In that instance, only good for a 2 count, but are we going to be seeing the high roller Death Valley driver tonight? Maybe we'll see the Texas Fold'em, as he calls it, which is his Texas Cloverleaf. Ben Barnett has undergone a transformation and has completely upped his game as a competitor, but Ja-Rell is one of the best there is, although right now it's all about Ben Barnett.
He's dominating at the moment, using his size, using his power, but Ja-Rell trying to kick his way out of the corner, punch his way out, and he does. He creates an opening, and what's he calling for here? He's looking for something, but he's slung into a buckle. Whoa.
Just like that, Ben Barnett turning things around, looking in to the Fremont Street Slam, as Ben Barnett calls that. Hooks both legs, only good for a 2 count from referee Pete. The sidewalk slam, that's what Ben Barnett has called the Fremont Street Slam. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together with that reference there, Mayhem Maniacs. But right now, Ben Barnett is all over Ja-Rell, as Ja-Rell valiantly tries to fight back with absolute slinging right hands. But now, bookend type slam, dropping Ja-Rell. Ben Barnett not quite able to capitalise straight away. That extra 1.5 seconds might be all it needs for Ja-Rell to kick out, and it is. And Ben Barnett, isn't he disappointed?
He is disappointed. He needed to, close the odds very quickly then. Perhaps a little dazed, perhaps not quite having his bearings, but it gave time for Ja-Rell to kick out, and now Ja-Rell slowly, very slowly getting back to his feet, but he's still groggy, but he's still trying to fight his way out with that spirit that he has.
Oh, Ben Barnett, choice words for the crowd as he shoves Ja-Rell away. But spinning kick. And now a high knee taking out Ben Barnett. Jacks the jaw, and Ja-Rell just like that has completely turned the tide in this match. This might be the opening Ja-Rell needs as he's calling for it. Is he going to be able to get Barnett up, though? He can't.
Big man, and no, he couldn't. But Ja-Rell ducks the clothesline and gets him for the spine buster. He's got his share of power as well, has that sadistic spirit. Well, sadistic power, I suppose.
Let's not understate the impact of that move. Ben Barnett, he's 105 kegs. He's 6'5". Ja-Rell giving up a lot of height and weight, but he still manages to get Barnett down. Is he going to be setting up for the spear now? We've seen this many a time here at the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling Gym. Oh my goodness, Ben Barnett just getting out of the way, now shoving Ja-Rell to referee Pete. What on earth is this?
Well, that's poor form by the gambler.
Hey, what's Ben Barnett doing? Oh, Zali, he's got the mace.
He somehow got the mace back, and the referee can't see it.
Look out! Oh, Ja-Rell reverses the pace. Ben Barnett with an own goal. Oh, what a clever move by Ja-Rell as he now lines up Ben Barnett. Wait a minute, referee Pete. Well, wait a minute. No, referee Pete, he was just defending himself. Oh, he's called for the bell. Barnett wins by DQ. Referee Pete calling the disqualification on Ja-Rell for use of the mace. I'm not sure what I think about this. Zali Gold. I mean, strictly speaking, Ja-Rell did bend the rules. Well, aren't we going to be hearing a lot of this as we head into 2026, Zali Gold? Ben Barnett picking up the win via DQ, might I add, over Ja-Rell.
Well, I'm not sure if that's justice. I think in 2026 we're going to have to appeal to some sort of higher court to get some justice sorted out for someone here. Somewhere in 2026 I think we're going to see these two collide again, one way or another, Matty Huss.
Here from Ja-Rell in the ringside camp. Ben Barnett, I think, is only just starting to dawn on him exactly how this match has played out. He's pretty fair blinded by the mace. Look, I'm pleased to see Ben Barnett get a taste of his own medicine after the Relentless Rumble, but, well, picking up the victory, Ben Barnett taking the winner's purse, albeit by DQ to wrap up his 2025. Who knows what we're going to see from the gambler.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
No rest for the wicked, Zali Gold. We are straight into the next match here at Mayhem Pro, December to remember. And right now, here comes Mr. 24/7. The most relentless man in the entire locker room. Here's Jake Navara.
He's the fittest man, he's the relentless wrestler, he is the relentless coach, and, he's ready to show us why he is the boss. It's his show.
Jake Navara makes his way down to ringside. Like many competitors here on tonight's card, fresh off the absolutely intense tables, ladders and chairs match from Collision and Colac. If you haven't already, make sure to head to Mayhem Pro's YouTube page. The entire show is up there and available.
Absolutely, get ready to collide.
Jake Navara and Sketch have had themselves quite the rivalry throughout 2025, but right now it is one of the most popular and fast-rising, talented superstars in all of the Mayhem Pro locker room that Jake Navara has to have himself prepared for tonight.
Are you in the army, Matty?
I'm on the front line, Zali Gold, and from the sounds of the crowd here, they all are too. They're all members of the Musketeer Volunteer Army. Here he comes now.
It's all for one and one for all.
Representing the
Listen to this crowd, Sally Gold. I think they are all enlisted to the Musketeer Volunteer Army. Did you see the horse tied up against the lamppost out on the street tonight?
I did indeed, yes. Hey for the horse.
You an animal person, Sally Gold?
Well, I don't have room in my apartment for a horse, perhaps, but maybe.
Yeah, I think there's some local bylaws that us in the Northies would be breaking if we tried to sneak a horse into the affluent, gentrified suburbs. But right now, well, some justified confidence from Mr. 24/7 in the corner there, but the Musketeer knows what he's up against. And what a fantastic year the Musketeer has had here in Mayhem Pro.
Well, he's had a fantastic year in the ring, but it's not been without its challenges and disruptions. So he's done incredibly well because, frankly, I'm surprised he hasn't, used his silver swashbuckling sword to chop someone's head off at times.
It was back at Bad to the Bone where we saw the Musketeer win the George Julio Invitational Battle Royale, taking the glory there, taking the praise and glory from the hitman George Julio, and going for the handshake, extending the arm and oh my goodness! Jake Navara slapping the hat off the Musketeer's head.
Well, you might have to be relentless, but you should also be sportsperson-like. But there's...
A glove to the face will be a pretty good retort, I think, as now side headlock Jake Navara wrenching the arm, and that glove slap to the face, I think, has just completely unlocked the rage, and Jake Navara's Musketeer gets a reversal himself.
Well, there it is. Musketeer not taking no nonsense from nobody, as they say. But both men well grounded, of course. I mean, well, Relentless coach Jake Navara, we might not agree with some of the behaviours, but you have to, of course, acknowledge his tactics.
One of the best in-ring workers getting around the wrestling scene today. It is no wonder the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling is pumping out such incredible talent. And right now we're seeing just why. Headlock takeover only good for a 1 count. Referee Pete once again on the tools in this match. Pete's getting a bit of a workout tonight. Very busy man.
Well, that's the thing. He big paycheck for him, perhaps.
Maybe we need to be slipping on the stripes, perhaps.
Yeah. Slipping on the slippery Pete stripes. But right now, the glove from Musketeer, sending Jake Navara outside for a quick breather, back in immediately, trying to take the advantage of power down the tall Musketeer. I'm not sure what he's got in mind in there, because that's going to be a hard task.
You mentioned about the Musketeer having quite a year this year with highs, but certainly some lows and certainly some distractions, particularly from one Mitch Waterman. But right now the Musketeer is said to us before the show tonight, Sally Gold, he's looking forward to this match, to just going out there, having a solid straight up and down match, and once again reiterating his worth and his skill in the ring without any distractions. He just wants to cap off the year with a good, solid win.
Well, he doesn't want any distractions, including from Mitch Waterman, and having had to share the commentary desk with Mitch Waterman at times, neither do I want those distractions.
That was not my favourite night at the office back at Rockbank in our little sojourn out to the western suburbs there. But right now the Musketeer is certainly on the receiving end of all of the punishment of Jake Navara. It's that classic saying, like we said before, Jake Navara might have taught his students everything they know, but he well and truly didn't teach them everything that Jake Navara knows.
Absolutely so. A wily veteran of the Australian wrestling scene is the Relentless coach, and he wants a quick pin. That's one way to sort of get through a match. And I mean, of course, Jake, part of that huge 6-man tag down at Colac at the Collision, and he'll still be feeling it as well.
The plunder that we saw in that match. But I think for a match like this for Jake Navara, I think because he is such a well-conditioned athlete, it's a bit of a rare example where the longer the match goes, it works in one's favour, because this is a man who's out running, multi 10, 20, 30 kilometre runs through the dense bushland. He could go all night if he wanted to, and I think he'd be perhaps thinking of that. Just control the pace, don't let the Musketeer get ahead of steam, and just like that, keep him grounded, keep him pounded, and the longer this match goes, I think it favours Jake Navara.
Well, that is true. I mean, I'd get tired being in the support vehicle on one of his runs, because they are huge. He is certainly fitness, of course. Relentless Gym, as well as Relentless School of Pro Wrestling, is a great place to get your fitness up to speed or up to standard. And this, as you say, that endurance of Relentless coach Jake Navara, that's where it can come in handy, where you can put a knee on the back of your neck and your throat hits the ropes.
The key to victory for the Musketeer, though, was the high-impact, out-of-nowhere offense that he is famous for. All it will take will be for him hitting that Lady de Winter belly-to-belly suplex or maybe the discus lariat, and just like that, the match can be over. But right now, it is Jake Navara controlling everything as he wrenches the arm, gets Musketeer up and sends him over with a beautiful suplex straight into the bridge. Just look at that technique, Zali Gold. He might have had to be good for the 2 count, but Jake Navara rightly questioning whether it should have been a 3. The bridge was picture perfect, even up on the toes. The dexterity of Jake Navara is just absolutely on show tonight, as he now is just choking the life out of the Musketeer. Referee Pete rightly starting the count. I'm not sure that Jake Navara needs to resort to that, Zali.
Well, no, maybe a bit of desperation. Maybe, as much as he does have that endurance, maybe there's still some effects from that big match in Colac and he wants it over with.
Oh!
But there's a beautiful jaw breaker. And, well, that'll stop Jake talking to the ref.
Oh, and now crotching himself on the middle rope.
And that hurts just as much.
We saw the kendo stick to the nether regions in the TLC match at Collision and Colac, and Jake Navara feeling it all right now, and set, flying to the outside, right from the broadcast position. Musketeer, just like that, has wrestled control back in this match. Is he going to be able to capitalise? Look how quickly Navara got back into the ring. Misses a clothesline. Oh, and a flying shoulder block. And now a spinning elbow by the Musketeer. This is that high-impact offense with a high knee that we were talking about, Zali Gold.
There's a beautiful piece of work, that Harley race-like high knee, and thank goodness they're both back in the ring. That was a bit too close for comfort near our commentary desk.
Well, the Musketeer attempted. Oh, there he is, second time's the charm. The discus lariat, levelling Jake Navara. Will this be enough? Only good for a 2 count. The Musketeer virtually falling on top of Jake Navara. He is still feeling the effects of this match. But I can't help but feel that the Musketeer, the tide might be turning here. We might be far off from the Lady de Winter.
Well, that's the thing. I think he heard you there, Matty Huss. He looked like he was going for it, but reversed out by Jake Navara.
No, into the referee. Referee Pete is down. The Musketeer did not have any intention of that happening. It was an unfortunate byproduct. And now Jake Navara raking the eyes, looking to take advantage while the referee's down.
And the big DDT cutter-type manoeuvre, but now there's no official.
Well, he would have won if referee Pete was up and about, but Pete is absolutely levelled here. We might need to get some assistance for referee Pete. I'm not sure who's in worse of a state, the ref or the Musketeer right now, as Jake Navara dragging and kicking the Musketeer. There's not much that Jake can do to get referee Pete back. All he can do is just keep Musketeer down as he heads up to the top rope. What are we about to see from Mr. 24/7?
Who knows, given his repertoire, but it's going to be more damage on the Musketeer. No, it's not.
Goes to the senton, but the Musketeer manages to roll out of the way. Discus lariat, taking down Jake Navara. And there it is, the Lady de Winter. Musketeer goes to the cover. Referee Pete
just
barely back. 1, 2, wait a minute, Zali. Look who's at ringside. It's damn Mitch Waterman.
I put the mocker on things earlier on saying he's not here tonight. He was. Where did he sneak in and why? And why do we have to put up with him? But now,
the kick! A low blow by Mitch Waterman. The Musketeer didn't even realise that Waterman had come to ringside and into the ring. Roll up by Jake Navara. Referee Pete. 1, 2, not like this.
Oh, give me a break.
Mitch Waterman with the interference gets Jake Navara the victory. Ridiculous scenes here, Zali Gold, as Mitch Waterman. Look at that look at his face. What a jerk.
Well, yeah, nothing relentless in my opinion about that victory. Mitch Waterman, sort of butting his beak in. I tell you what, if he does come back to commentary, I'll have some things to say to him.
The Musketeers only just now realised what has happened as he chases Mitch Waterman off the ring, grabbing the microphone. We're going to hear from the Musketeer.
Let's see what he has to say.
Mitchell Waterman, you son of a bitch!
Whoa!
You have interfered this entire year.
I am sick of trying to prove that I'm worthy to you when you have yet to prove worthy to me. George Julio is right. You're just a little boy, aren't you?
Whoa, goodness.
Wow.
Well, I've got news for you. 2026, it's only a matter of time. Because then, Waterman, your ass is mine.
Goodness me. I have never seen Musketeer that infuriated, and with reasonably so.
The line in the sand has been drawn. The Musketeer letting Mitch Waterman know that 2026 is the year that you are mine. Goodness gracious, what are we going to see in the new year for the Musketeer and Mitch Waterman? I'm hoping it's a good old ass kicking myself, Sally Gold.
Well, I agree. I think that's made Mitch Waterman's Christmas a little unhappy. But Musketeer, after looking so dominant, nearly having it, he's understandable, as I say, absolutely infuriated. He will be waving that silver sword in 2026.
Well, hold on, what have we got going on here? A bit of a Christmas theme as the entrance music plays.
Well, will it be jolly? For which team? We'll find out. Fa-la-la-la-la indeed.
We talked about the bingo card earlier. I did not quite expect to see, goodness gracious, Shotgun Matt Farro as Santa Claus. This is, I'm a bit speechless, Sally Golden. It doesn't happen often. Look at Matt Farro.
I would have thought Matt Farro may be a bit more Grinch than Santa Claus, but
maybe he's a bit of a bad Santa, I think, perhaps, or the crowd letting them know what they think of this Santa routine. But we can't fault his festiveness.
Well, benefit of the doubt.
Father Christmas, due to his busy schedule, he determines who's been naughty and who's been nice. You can call him Daddy Christmas. Ho, ho, ho! It's Shotgun Matt Farro!
Daddy Christmas, really, Zali Gold?
I don't think I'll say anything there. As I say, I'm not quite sure that's the Christmas spirit. Oh,
well,
now we're definitely in Grinch territory.
I'm not sure what this competitor is going to make of his tag team partners get up tonight. Yep, 'tis the season, and I'm certainly festive and looking forward to Christmas, but MJ Russo is one of the most miserable bastards that I have known in any walk of life, and he's not too pleased, I think, with what he's seeing from his tag team partner tonight.
Well, he's never really a happy camper, MJ Russo, so I don't think this will make him any happier. It just always looks like he's got a sour look on his face, contemptuous, having a shot at our Mayhem Maniacs.
The former Zed Nitrox, a switch completely flipped in his head earlier this year as he turned on his long-time Happy Gas tag team partner, Happy Kai, and we've just seen a completely different side of MJ Russo as the year has gone on. But he's going to need to get on the same page as Daddy Christmas Matt Farro tonight, because they are looking to make a statement in a tag team division that is home to these two, the hot couple of Mayhem Pro, Lockhope.
The couple, the team. Here's the first of them, and we know who she is.
It's Ja-Rell. Eleaine Hope, the artist formerly known as Lockie. I'm not sure they need the mistletoe hanging above their heads to show their affection for each other's early gold, but don't take them lightly. Just because they're happy-go-lucky, they're in love, they're having fun, they are a formidable team. As we saw at Collision in Colac, they were this close to becoming the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships, and they see tonight as their opportunity to catapult themselves back to #1 contendership for the Physicals Tag Team titles.
Well, if they do, that would be a match I would love to see, because that would be two amazing teams. But I think in terms of this match, Lockhope, and now that's the real spirit of Christmas.
That is much more like it. I'm still... well, hold on. What's Daddy Christmas got here?
Presents.
Presents?
Well, who's nice?
I have
He knows
a big
that?
bag of lollies and candy canes
Oh.
for the loudest boy and girl.
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind a candy
The
cane's
loudest
early
boy
gold.
girl.
I'm a bit hungry.
Bit of sugar shock, never heard.
Oh, maybe Matt Farro is maybe turning a leaf. Maybe the season is like a Christmas movie. Maybe Matt Farro has seen the light at the season of love.
What about this side?
Well, I don't know. I think that was what I was thinking of before. National Lampoon's Christmas is perhaps what I'm reminded of at the moment.
Oh my gosh!
I've consulted
So long
with
as
my
it's not a
friends
very
at
Brady Christmas, don't go there. But
well, what? Well, he's talking a lot of. Well, hold on. Is anyone going to get candy canes?
no, he's being a Grinch.
We got him.
Well, but hang on, it's MJ Russo in the green who's the Grinch.
Well, apparently we deserve nothing, Zali Gold, according to Daddy Christmas Matt Farro.
Yeah.
Well, what a shame. I was looking forward to a little snack, but right now, Lockie is looking to start this match and get it over quick. They want to be #1 contenders. They're locked and ready to go, Lockhope. And while Daddy Christmas attempted a kick, but Lockie saw it coming.
Put it down. I'll put you on the naughty list. Put it down. Okay.
Well, following orders was Lockie, but showing his agility in a beautiful splash cross body. Going for an early pin, Matt Farro kicks out. We're kind of making a bit of jest with Matt Farro so far this evening, Zali Gold, but I have to give him his due. He is someone who I have very high on my list of prospects coming out of the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling. We've seen some fantastic things from him in ring, as we have, as much as it pains me to say it, from MJ Russo. It might not look like it now as he's getting worked on by both members of Lockhope, but MJ Russo has found another gear this year.
He certainly has, and look, with Matt Farro, he's another one who shot up the ranks very quickly and was on his way. I think I agree with you. Look, great competitors, but some strange behaviours from Farro and Russo at times. Right now, though, they're going to have to focus on this well-oiled machine that is Lockhope.
Eleaine Hope tagging herself in, heading to the top rope, and we're going to see one of her signature high-flying moves. We are dropping down with the axe handle, taking out the arm of MJ Russo. He's writhing in pain. He's crying out in pain. As you see, a double Irish whip into the ropes. Beautiful double arm drag there. And now we're going to see, hip toss rather, and a body slam. Eleaine Hope being used as a weapon. Hooks the leg, only good for a 2.
The power of Lockie powering his partner into Russo, but just the 2 counters you said. Great teamwork.
Oh! Shotgun Matt Farro from the outside, tripping Eleaine Hope. MJ Russo now looking to take advantage, pulling the hair of Eleaine Hope and flinging her back into the mat. Her head completely bounced off the ring mat there, Zali Gold, and just like that, MJ Russo seized control of this match. What is the mad bastard going to do?
Who knows what he's going to do, but that was some clever work from Matt Farro, in a clever, funny sort of way, but wow, I hope Eleaine Hope's all right. Her head really seemed to hit that canvas.
MJ Russo just taunting Lockie there in the corner, holding out Eleaine Hope's arm. She wasn't going to be able to tag, but MJ Russo, he's notorious for his mind games as he tags in Daddy, Christmas, Matt Farro. I don't think I can get used to this this nickname, Zali Gold. He might just have to go back to being shotgun for my liking. But
it's the only reason Christmas needs to get out of the way quickly, so he can just get that one out of the way. But
Irish rip into the corner and a scoop slam out of the corner. Matt Farro now rolling in. Oh, a bit of ingenuity there from a tag team move, a monkey flip into a senton and covered that. Well, no, that's right. You're not the legal man, MJ Russo.
You're not going to pull the wool over an experienced official like Sarge Tom Collis's eyes like that. And Daddy Christmas is going to have to put some more seasonal work in flinging the jacket at Lochy, who's infuriated by that. But now Matty Daddy trying to ground down Eleaine Hope.
Never say that again, Zali Gold. I think he's looking like more less a National Lampoon Christmas Vacation and more like a Magic Mike, I think, is Matt Farro. I've got to give him his props. He has been putting in the hard yards in the gym and he is looking in fantastic condition. And right now, though, it is Eleaine Hope fighting back, punches and kicks, but nope. Good, solid tag team wrestling here from Matt Farro and MJ Russo. Eleaine Hope is isolated as far away from possible as she could be from her partner in crime, the artist formerly known as Lockie.
Well, hope it's not crime, but partner in artistry perhaps. But yes, he's definitely...
is it a crime if you don't get caught, Zali Gold?
As they say. But Eleaine barely kicking out there, and yeah, she desperately needs to make the tag to her partner of whatever sort. But she, as you say, she's stuck on the right on the far side, and now the abdominal stretch really going to give you a bit of a rib ache. Won't be able to eat your Christmas dinner with a pain in that part of your body.
Got yourself any plans for Christmas, Sally? Go, wait a minute, look out! Behind the referee's back, shotgun Matt Farro providing extra leverage to MJ Russo with the abdominal stretch. Well, like you said, Zali Gold, this is not a good situation for Eleaine Hope to be in, especially for someone who has a massive move, her Air Hope, which is a big flying cross body. If her ribs are all out of order, that's not going to be a move she wants to hit. And once again, Matt Farro, referee Tom though, spots it and kicks to break up the illegal double team move. Eleaine Hope dragging herself to the corner. Here comes Lockie.
Wow, she needed that tag, and Lockie a house on fire already. Huge clothesline, shoulder tackle, range of moves.
Whoa!
And, well, MJ Russo feeling it.
Lockie, he's deceptively strong. Fireman's carry position into a Death Valley driver, taking down MJ Russo. Lockie goes for the cover. Kick out at 2 by MJ Russo. Lockie's making his name not only in Australia, but he's also had some match time in America where he has had great success. And right now we are seeing just why. Cinching up MJ Russo. Wait a minute, the hair by MJ Russo and reversal into a vertical suplex of his own. We're going to see a driver actually, perhaps. He's got him up, drops him down, inverted driver. MJ Russo hooks the leg. Referee Tom, 1, 2, 2.5. Matt Farro not paying a huge amount of attention to this match here. He might be needing to get himself involved.
Well, maybe he wants to, but credit, for whatever criticisms one may have of MJ Russo, he reversed that Lockie beautifully there and nearly took out the match well, spoiled Christmas, I suppose. And hang on a sec, bit of a dissension in the ranks.
Well, Matt Farro tagging himself in here. Yeah, you're right, a bit of dissension amongst tag team partners and a shove by Matt Farro into the corner. Wait a minute, Lockie with the roll up. That's it, steals the victory. Lockhope catapult themselves back up to the top of the tag team division thanks to a breakdown between Matt Farro and MJ Russo.
That's the Christmas spirit that we like. A great win for Lockhope, the couple of Mayhem Pro.
MJ Russo storming out of ringside here. He is gone. Matt Farro can't believe what's happened here. Well, wait a minute, calling for the music to be cut.
You still don't get any lollies. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Well, you talk about the Christmas spirit, Zali Gold. None of that from Matt Farro right now.
Grooge.
Oh, look out! Absolutely leveled by Eleaine Hope.
Scrooge McGrinch is disposed of, and now Eleaine has the bag of goodies. Just throw a couple this way.
Yes, send some down here, Eleaine.
We need a sugar shot, but also our Mayhem Maniacs deserve it. As JXT said earlier, we can't thank our Mayhem Maniacs enough for all their support throughout the year. And they're getting a bit of an early Christmas present right now from Lockhope. Oh, sugar.
You talk about a hot dog and a handshake in the wrestling industry. We might be getting ourselves a candy cane and a handshake tonight as Lockie throwing the sweets out to the crowd. And aren't they happy with that as well? Well, Zali Gold, we are having a lot of fun and frivolity right now as we head towards Christmas. But we have got ourselves a massive main event coming up tonight. It is Edward Dusk taking on the winner of the 2025 Relentless Rumble, Isaiah. And goodness knows, what are we going to expect? I'm sure we'll see Jab and Ezekiel at ringside. Edward Dusk is going to have his work cut out for him tonight.
For your main
Say what you want about him and his fellow members of the cycle, but Zali Gold, we cannot deny the remarkable performance it was from this man, Isaiah, as he went almost coast to coast to win the Relentless Rumble for 2025.
Totally so, Matty Huss. And the thing is, he has so much talent, and I think he's beginning to think, why, just a few signs, why is he with these other two people? There just seems to be a few things going on.
This is an unusual sight, Zali Gold, because conspicuous in their absence are the aforementioned Jab and Ezekiel. It's not often that we see Isaiah by himself. Maybe an indication of that, those little seeds of dissent that we are perhaps starting to see. But, well, right now, Isaiah doesn't need to worry about that. He's got to worry about one of the most fierce competitors in all of Australian wrestling.
Absolutely, the Eternal. And here he comes. Wow, this is just going to be one heck of a match between, well, two fierce, intense competitors. I don't know what will break this one open.
Crowd are electric for the Eternal, the Paragon, Edward Dusk. What a year it's been for him in Mayhem Pro. Up until collision at Colac, this man was undefeated in Mayhem Pro, taking on all comers. But it was due to the interference of the cycle that Edward Dusk saw his first loss here in Mayhem Pro. And tonight, to see out 2025 at Mayhem Pro December to remember, Edward Dusk is looking to put that behind him and end the year on a high note, starting with the Relentless Rumble winner, Isaiah.
Well, what a feather in his cap it would be to get winning can't be a streak anymore, but get that win-loss record, the percentage is higher. Anything, he wants it, but he's up against, as I say, an amazing competitor in Isaiah who just seems to want to find his own way. So what will he do here? But one-on-one is how it should be. Let's just hope we get... I know we'll get an amazing match. Let's just hope it is a clean result that makes it decisive. Main event, Matty Huss. Let's do it.
Collar elbow type in the center of the ring. pretty evenly matched contest we got right here. Isaiah with a slight weight advantage over Edward Dusk, but you've got to give Edward Dusk the experience advantage without a doubt. But at the same time, Zali Gold, in the few years that Isaiah has been on the scene, he has had a meteoric rise, a multi-time champion in multi-promotions. And this match, since it was announced earlier in this month, has been hotly anticipated. What a match we're going to see.
Oh, totally. Isaiah, amazing competitor all around Victoria and extending beyond our state borders by a long way. But as you said earlier, one of the powerhouses of Australian wrestling, one of the experienced characters eternally, Edward Dusk. What a match. This is what a main event should be about. Right now, just perhaps feeling each other out as we get into it. You know, two interesting paths. Edward Dusk, obviously, you know, sort of approached by Jab back at Rockbank to join the cycle, and he said, well, no, get on your bike. He didn't, and there's been shenanigans ever since.
It was a collision in Kolbec that Jab made his presence known, costing Edward Dusk the match. And look at the intensity in Edward Dusk. You can't help but wonder if right now he's looking at Isaiah, but seeing Jab. And this is a side of Edward Dusk that no competitor wants to find themselves on the other side of the ring of. No one is as sadistic, as vicious, and as technically proficient, whilst violent as Edward Dusk. But Isaiah, as he slides his way back into the ring, this match, even though he won the Relentless Rumble, he must feel that this match is a massive opportunity for him.
Well, totally so. I mean, if Isaiah comes out with the victory on this, to get it against a veteran like Dusk, but also the psychological advantage he would gain for the cycle would be huge. So massive stakes at this match. But wow, the intensity on Dusk, I'm almost feeling like I'm being forced down by it here at ringside. Utterly amazing.
Kick to the gut by Isaiah to get himself out of the corner, and now sees him control of the match with a side headlock. Isaiah is a fantastic technical wrestler, but also he is strong, he is fast, he can fly as well as anyone can. I struggle to find someone who does a better moonsault than Isaiah, but right now he's feeling the effects of the pounding, hardcore, vicious style of Edward Dusk. Oh, as he rattles him with forearms in the corner, and Isaiah looks like he's on another planet.
Well, yeah, he's on Stagger Street, and now he's on hard back street, but no, he's got enough wherewithal to bounce back, although he's bounced around with elbows. What a back and forth situation, Matty.
Spinning net breaker by Edward Dusk, going for the cover, hooks the leg, only good for a 2 count. Referee Tom Collis on the tools for this match as Isaiah taking a powder at ringside, trying to regroup and catch his breath. Edward Dusk taking similar advantage in the ring, but now looking to maintain advantage. Wait a minute. Isaiah playing a bit of possum at ringside, tripping Edward Dusk, and Dusk blocks and rattles Isaiah. What are we going to see here on the outside? Wait a minute. Silence, Zali Gold. Oh my God, what a wicked chop.
The question was, what are we going to hear, I think, and what's Isaiah going to feel? But that was great tactics. Isaiah perhaps needing to regroup, and then, as you said, playing possum and turning, we'll say, defense into offense. For someone who has not been in the ring as huge amount of time of Edward Dusk, that was great experience by Isaiah. All credit to him for that and how he turned that situation around. But now it's outside the ring, and once again, the Barricade's getting another workout tonight. It'll be a December to remember for them.
It was only 2023 when Isaiah made his debut in the pro wrestling ring, but in that time he has had a meteoric rise, in large part thanks to his membership of the cycle under the oftentimes nefarious leadership of Jab. It often feels like it's a bit cultish, but Isaiah seems to be maybe trying to find his own feet a little bit more. It was in the Relentless Rumble that he had a fantastic showing, going from nearly the very beginning of the match to the very bitter end. And right now, drilling Edward Dusk head first into the turnbuckle and dropping him with an inverted DDT, going for the cover. Isaiah might have to win here. He doesn't quite.
Well, it wasn't, of course, the bitter end. And the thing is, whilst this match right now is already back and forth, Isaiah somewhere in 2026 has that Relentless Rumble win up his sleeve, which guarantees him a title shot. He must be chomping at the bit for 2026, a relaxing Christmas, and then he'll be ready to hit it hard in the new year. Wow.
Earlier tonight, We heard via Shane Hero words and sentiments from Erica Reid, and we also heard directly from the mouth of the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion, Lochy Hendricks, who well and truly has his sights set on Erica Reid as she plans her rematch. But you can't help but imagine that Lochy Hendricks is backstage right now watching this match closely, because he knows at any time during the year to come, Isaiah could choose to cash in his opportunity that he rightly won at the Relentless Rumble, and it could be an Isaiah versus Lochy Hendricks match we see for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship.
Well, that would be an amazing contest. Any contest involving any three of the competitors you mentioned in that scenario, just utterly amazing, indicative of the huge talent and excitement here at Mayhem Pro, and we're seeing it right now in this match with a back and forth contest befitting of the two words main event.
You hit the nail on the head, Zali Gold. The locker room, the talent that we have here at Mayhem Pro is so deep, and it could just easily as be someone like Edward Dusk who could find his way into a championship match and win the title. And we could see this match as a rematch down the line with the title on the line. It could be Jab finding himself back into the title picture, and my goodness, what a situation that would be. Who knows, Erica Reid might be successful in her rematch, and it could be Isaiah versus Erica Reid. It could be any number of situations here. Such is the depth of talent we have in the Mayhem Pro locker room. But like you said, Zali Gold, right now we're seeing two of the best one-on-one in our main event of December to remember here at Mayhem Pro.
Well, yeah, the permutations and combinations are innumerable. I don't want to see Steiner do the math on that. And right, what jab...
Look out, Zali Gold. There's the standing moonsault, one of the signatures of Isaiah. Beautifully executed, but Edward Dusk able to dig deep and kick out.
Well, Dusk, I might not want to see some things, but Dusk didn't want to feel that kick. And as you say, that moonsault is just one of the best around. The agility, the all-round sort of package that is Isaiah. He wants to go right to the top, and the question is, well, when will it happen in 26 is the question, but how will it happen? Will he cycle his way to the top, or will he take his own path?
Isaiah has the side headlock well and truly locked in, and Edward Dusk looks to be fading, but he is rallying himself back, trying to get the crowd to will him back into this match as he pulls himself, or attempts to pull himself back to his feet. Isaiah still controlling this match, but Edward Dusk is back at his feet, and just like that, Isaiah sends him slamming to the mat, straight back into the side headlock. Isaiah wants to control this match, and Zali so far is doing just that.
Well, absolutely. He's wearing down Edward Dusk, and that's a good strategy. Just stay on top of the veteran. Don't do anything rash, because that might allow Dusk an opening. But Dusk, all the same, coming back to his feet and pounding away.
Edward Dusk hammering his way back into this match. Punches and forearms. Attempted an Irish whip, but Isaiah manages to reverse it, a forearm of his own into a vertical suplex position. Or are we going to perhaps see the driver? No, he can't get him up. Edward Dusk reverses. Isaiah slips out the back, goes for the cutter. Dusk pushes him into the ropes, can barely keep up with the action, missed clothesline, and now Edward Dusk leveling Isaiah with the clothesline. What a fantastic outcome for Edward Dusk. He just needs now to seize on the opportunity.
I think they might have almost clotheslined each other there, Matty Huss, which shows the evenness of this main event. And both struggling to get to their feet. Sarge with the double count. And I don't want to see this end in a count out. I want a result, a clear-cut result. But right now, both men in dreamland almost.
Referee Tom working towards that 10 count, but both men managed to pull themselves back to their feet at the same time, and it is now breaking down here. An absolute slugfest. Isaiah getting the early advantage in the punch-off here, looking for an Irish whip, sends Edward Dusk into the ropes. Dusk misses, drops the clothesline, sends down Isaiah flying, and a reverse elbow there, my goodness. Edward Dusk now going for his own Irish whip. Sends him up, and down goes Isaiah with a big back body drop.
His turn to gather the frequent flyer points, some huge elevation on that back body drop. And as you say, what a blow-for-blow situation. But it's Dusk in control at the moment with a huge Irish whip. What's he going to follow up with?
Into the corner, Edward Dusk with a big clothesline. Isaiah, look at the mark on Isaiah's chest for all those chops and clotheslines. He is red raw. And Edward Dusk psyching himself up now. The crowd getting into it as well, charging into the corner. Isaiah manages to leap over and miss. And a Claymore kick, and Isaiah looks to be completely knocked out. This might be the opportunity Edward Dusk has been waiting for this whole match.
He could finish it here. Isaiah barely moving.
Dusk is calling for it. Are we going to see the wicked end? He's got him up in a fireman's carry position. Isaiah elbows to work his way out of it. Isaiah going for a move of his own, but Dusk manages to use an elbow to his advantage to reverse it. Off the ropes. Oh, he's up. Sends him down with the driver. Is that going to be enough to finish this off? 1, 2. 2.5. I swear that was a 3.
Oh, 2.99. I from my estimation from here, referee Sarge's hand was so close to that canvas. How on earth did he kick out there? What a contest. And I think Dusk is almost looking just a little, what do I have to do here? Against someone who he thought, he knew was going to be tough, but he's even tougher.
Big shot from Edward Dusk, sending Isaiah into the corner. Dusk looking to launch him up onto the top rope. What evil sadistic plans has Edward Dusk got for Isaiah here as he climbs up to the second rope? Isaiah completely prone, but now desperately and rightly trying to fight back. Right hand sending Edward Dusk falling back down to the mat. Isaiah now suddenly in the control position. Well, wait, look out! Edward Dusk climbing up to the second rope and once again met with clubbing blows by Isaiah.
And backwards he goes again, and as you say, it's Isaiah in the control set, but a huge uppercut that brings Isaiah tumbling down like a falling Christmas tree, and Isaiah on the apron, and Edward Dusk trying to regroup. What is going to be the decider in this match? I just do not know. What a contest between two great competitors.
Edward Dusk loading up Isaiah. This is the hardest part of the ring. Surely he's not going to go for a pile driver on the ring apron. Isaiah manages to escape and rocks with another forearm to the face of Edward Dusk. Dusk blocking an attempt by Isaiah there and now sending him rocking and rolling with a forearm. My goodness, a super kick blocked by Edward Dusk. Oh my goodness, the cutter by Isaiah on the apron, the ripcord cutter. That is unbelievable. Both men now strewn at ringside. Zali Gold, this match might end in a count out.
Well, I don't want that, but both have been taking a tremendous amount of punishment and then being cutted into the apron. Cutters are bad enough if you're in dead dissected centre of the ring. Now they're out there. What is going to happen?
Referee Tom up to a 4 count. If he manages to get to 10, this match will be over with a double count out. It doesn't look like either man is barely moving whatsoever.
Bit hard to see from our position, but I can't see any movement at all. Hang on a second.
That looks like Isaiah. We can see over the ring. Here's Ali Gold making his way to his feet first. I can see Edward Dusk from afar as well. Oh my goodness. By the skin of their teeth, both men making it back into the ring. The match continues.
Well, that's, I don't know how on earth they did it. I'm just glad they did because I want a definitive result in this match. It deserves it.
100%.
Absolutely, but I don't know how on earth they're going to achieve it. I mean, they're both amazing competitors. What is going to break this open? I do not know.
It has descended to just a slugfest. Both men barely able to get to their knees, let alone to their feet, and just sending silos back and forth. Right hand after right hand. Edward Dusk, this is an environment that he just relishes in because with every right hand that Isaiah hits him with, that is just going to psych him up even more. But Isaiah looks to have regained control of this match. No, just as I say that, here comes Edward Dusk, railing Isaiah with forearms, and now another wicked chop in the corner. Zali Gold, how much punishment can one man take?
I don't know, but it's a very, very large amount that Isaiah is taking. Dusk desperately trying to find some opening, something that will just come to mind.
Oh, super kick!
Did he lose a tooth there?
Oh, I tell you what, it looked like a tooth came flying out of the mouth of Edward Dusk. Super kick by Isaiah. Is he looking and seeing the opportunity to hit the giant top rope moonsault? I think he is. Isaiah making his way to the top. Moonsault in mind, bad intentions in mind for Edward Dusk. Check this out.
Oh, lands at his feet but misses the moonsault. High running knee though, taking Edward Dusk to a whole nother planet. Well, at least certainly high up. Great recovery from Isaiah after not getting the moonsault with the big knee.
Oh my God.
Once again, we're in high-risk territory.
Are we about to see a superplex from Isaiah? This will be it. Superplex. Oh my God, did you see how high Isaiah bounced off the mat? He took it just as bad as what Edward Dusk is, but my goodness, the athleticism, a roll through, and he's got him, sends him over with the suplex. Goes to the cover. Oh, to tick out at 2 3/4 by Edward Dusk. The match continues, Charlie Gold. What a match.
Absolutely amazing, and I agree with you on that superplex, the bounce. Well, I think some of our cricketers will want that off the flat MCG and SCG pitches in the summer. But I tell you what, the summer is already off to a scorching start with this match. I just cannot believe what with the action we are seeing. Then again, maybe I can, because that is the sensational talent of the competitors.
You are watching Mayhem Pro, December to remember, as Isaiah going for the ripcord cutter. A roll up there by Edward Dusk. Kick out by Isaiah. What a December to remember this is. We will not be forgetting this match anytime soon, as Edward Dusk looks to regain control. Isaiah firing off a forearm himself, but look at that face on Edward Dusk. This is the whole other side of Edward Dusk that we've been waiting to see all night. He is fired up. He's locking. He's loading Isaiah. We're going to see one of his signatures. He tries to get him up, but Isaiah, look at that strength. Attempted reversal. He can't get him up. Isaiah can't get him up either. This is such a back and forth match.
I can't believe it that they've somehow found the power to block each other this late in the match. Unbelievable. What are we going to see that will break this open?
Oh my goodness!
Might be it.
The handspring kick by Isaiah. This could be the turning point of the match if he's able to capitalise on this. No, he doesn't. Big German suplex by Edward Dusk. And just like that, the match turns on his head. Gets him up. Impaler DDT. Impaler DDT. That's it. Edward Dusk goes to the cover. No, a kick out again, Charlie Gold.
Good goddess almighty, how did he kick out of that? I do not believe it, because he got the that impaler going, and it was like, well, I thought that was impaler was dead.
Hey, wait a minute, Charlie Gold. Look at the top of the stairs.
Oh, I thought they were not here.
Are we at all surprised, though? Choosing their moment wisely. Jab, the leader of the cycle, the 7-foot giant Ezekiel. And look at this stare down once again. Edward Dusk wants a piece of Jab, but Jab getting out of dodge.
Jab getting out of dodge, but Dusk has to remember who the match is with.
Look out! Ripcord cutter! Isaiah goes to the cover. 1, 2. Oh, and a kick out once again by Edward Dusk. Unbelievable. What's it going to take for this match to finish?
I do not know, because that was so close. I thought that definitely was it. But despite the arrival of the remainder of the cycle, Dusk is still in this by the barest of margins. Desperation. He's going to have to dig even deeper into his intensity. But I think Isaiah is wondering what he needs to do.
And Jab is absolutely beside himself at ringside right now. He cannot believe that Isaiah has not been able to put this match to bed. Directing traffic now, Jab shouting instructions. Wait a minute. Shade Hero getting set out of the way. Isaiah, the 7-foot giant's got a steel chair in hand. Passes it to the leader of the cycle. What on earth is Jab going to do? Slides it into the ring as if to tell Isaiah, you must use this chair. Put this match to bed.
Isaiah looking at the chair. Will he use it? Won't he use it? He looks over to Jab. He looks over to Ezekiel. He's conflicted. He's torn, Matty Huss. He's torn down the middle. He's liked it out.
Pushes the chair out of the ring. And choice words being screamed out to Jab now. Jab making his way to the ring apron, asserting his authority over his disciple. But Charlie Gold, dissension in the ranks, well and truly of the cycle.
The disciple is telling the leader no, and he's pushed into him.
Edward Dusk shoving Isaiah into Jab. Smashes Isaiah with the right hand. Locks him up. Are we going to see it? He has him up and sets him down. That's got to be it. Hooks the leg.
Both legs.
That's it. Edward Dusk has defeated Isaiah here at December to Remember. And Jab cannot believe what he is seeing.
Well, a match that was made for the ages, back and forth and back and forth. And in the end, though, it was the dissension in the cycle that cost Isaiah. Wow, well, we touched on it throughout our, throughout the match, that the cycle are just not 100% in tune. And, well, they're certainly less than 100% after that piece of dissension and division within the team.
Edward Dusk staring a hole through Jab. Isaiah struggling to make his way to his feet. Look at this exchange between Jab and his disciple Isaiah. As he rolls out the ring, Edward Dusk looks ready to fight though. He wants a piece of Jab. He's taken out Isaiah. He wants the leader of the cycle now.
Jab and Ezekiel.
What a coward. What a coward. Jab making his way up the stairs. Wait a minute, Edward Dusk calling for the microphone. What on earth has Edward Dusk got to say?
Who knows, but after that, I don't know how I can say anything.
Isaiah, I have something I'd like to say to you, but only you. So if you've got the guts, come back down here, leave your little boys behind, and stand in this ring. I promise I'm on my best behavior. My hands are behind my back.
What on earth does Edward Dusk have in mind here?
Will Isaiah come back down?
Well, here he comes.
And just Isaiah.
Well, Jab seemingly giving runway for Isaiah to have a conversation with Edward Dusk.
If you all may indulge me just a moment. When I started wrestling 8 years ago, there wasn't this. Relentless wasn't a thing. I used to drive 3 hours every day to train for 2 and drive 3 hours home. I didn't need to do all that, but I wanted to. People will tell me that I don't need to do this, but I do it because I want to. Because there is nothing I love more than this. The boys that built this, standing over there, didn't need to do this, but they did it because they wanted to, because they love this. You've all come out on your Friday night to watch a group of trainees give it their all, to show you that they are trying their best because they love this. And I'm not going to name names because I'll forget someone and I'll feel bad. But there are people like you who have greatness in them. Everyone says it. But you waste your time being a lucky to some dipshit. As someone who in their life has been very lost and has found their way. Maybe it was never a straight path, but maybe for the first time in my life I'm where I'm meant to be. I believe people like you can do the same. But I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's your decision to make. But you posted a photo that 8 years ago you met me on a show in Geelong because that's where we're from. So I feel a kinship, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. All I'm asking of you, Mitch, is to think for yourself. So I'm going to extend my hand. You do what you want. All I ask is that you think for yourself.
Wow.
As real as it gets, Zali Gold. Edward Dusk extending his hand to Isaiah.
We know Dusk is intense in the ring. That was one of the most intense things I've ever heard him say, that you could cut the tension with the knife. Wait a minute, look out from behind! Jab with a cheap shot, just as it looked like Isaiah was going to consider shaking the hand of Edward Dusk. And here come the cycle like a pack of wolves. Jab unloading on Edward Dusk. Ezekiel, the 7-foot giant, now laying in to Edward Dusk. Isaiah still writhing in pain for that incredible match, watching on, and Jab wants Edward Dusk all to himself. This is a pack attack, Zali Gold. This is outrageous. Absolutely so. After the match that Ezekiel just had, but notice something there, Isaiah not joining in. He is torn down the middle like a piece of paper.
Jab thought we were about to hear from him, but no. Like a wolf lodging back onto Edward Dusk. Jab has completely lost all rhyme and reason here.
I know you're big where you're from, but when you're here, when you're in Mayhem, you're in my world. And in my world, you don't run shit. God!
Jab delivering a Christmas present to Ezekiel to Dusk that he did not want. Ezekiel looking furiously at his tag team partner. What is going to happen now?
Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Thank you for joining us in 2025. That was Bedlam. That was Pandemonium.
What is that?
Same question from me, Matty. Wow.
Jab looking as confused as we all are. That voice seemingly coming from another dimension. What the hell was that? What on earth are we in for with a new year of Mayhem Pro?
All I know, Matty, is that Jab will not have a happy Christmas dinner. Will have more on his mind than the turkey, because that has left him absolutely bewildered, as it has me. But it wasn't directed at me. All I can say is if it's going to be a hot summer, 2026 is going to be a hot, hot year in Mayhem Pro.
Make sure to stay tuned to Mayhem Pro socials and the Mayhem Pro YouTube channel. We have no idea what that was that just occurred right there, but we will find out, and you will find out. Thank you for joining us for Mayhem Pro for 2025.
Do you want to be a pro wrestler? Then sign up now to the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling.
Located 50 minutes west of Melbourne with a full gym, strength and conditioning coaches, a nutritionist, and world-travel professional wrestling coaches to help you achieve your goal in professional wrestling business. Whether you want to be a wrestler, a manager, referee, or just involved in the industry, with no tryout required, the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling is here to help you achieve your goals.
All you have to do to start your journey is sign up now to be Relentless.